Welcome back to the Daily Venture as I talk about NYCC, DC and Webtoon Talk Wayne Family Adventures, Vixen, and future collaborations between the two. DC Comics and Webtoons united in 2021. They have delivered 4 series spinning around DC's fan-favorite characters, Wayne Family Adventures, Vixen, NYC, Red Hood, Outlaws, and Zatanna and the Ripper. The innovative minds after these labels are in attendance at the panel, including Webtoons Content VP David Lee, DC Editor-in-Chief Marie Javins, Vixen artist Manu Azumi, Red Hood author Patrick R. Young and Den of Geeks Rosie Knight. The panel starts with Knight presenting the attendees as the head. While anticipating more attendees to step in, the inquiry, "Who is your favorite Robin?" was requested by Javins. Knight replied Carrie Kelly, Young, Lee Jason Todd, and Azumi Dick Grayson. Lee discussed his excitement at the collaboration coming jointly to make tales with the characters he grew up with, characters who have been established for such a long time. Lee stated that obtaining these DC characters to Webtoon authorized a new way to regard them. Javins described the barrier to entry for Webtoon as very soft. "We love bookstores, we love comic book stores," Javins stated, gesturing to her phone to deliver what everyone can read a Webtoon comic on. Knight remarked on Javins' description, labeling the conjoined actions of DC and Webtoon as a two-way street for readers to plunge into more tales about their favored characters they may include. Emitting as an artist, Azumi examined how pulling for a Webtoon comic differs from print, describing how an artist deals with a constant scrolling format rather than a feeling of page turns and the traditional comic layout that comes with a webcomic. She marked this as the main distinction between print and digital. For Young, he emphasized that Red Hood, Outlaws is his first comic and examined the undertakings that he gravitates towards and encouraged him. Lee then told into a state that in New York Comic Con panels, lovers are possible to know that Batman holds more than one Robin, but somebody in DC's broad audience may not understand Batman's numerous Robins, telling how Webtoon lets for these other kinds of tales for creators to write characters that they really like and teach others to these cherished characters. With Webtoon Wayne Family Adventures can start over, Javins spoke of the comic's possibility, talking about how the anecdotes can create freshness without relating to DC continuity and reveal new, original tales. Azumi said it can be daunting to perform on these characters in a unique format, stating she didn't want to mess them up. Young resumed her topic, describing how in Red Hood, Outlaws, the innovative group liked to write a tale that fanatics would like to visit and would have wanted to notice when they lived younger in a boiled-down form. Young even stated that he shrieked at the chance to author for Jason Todd and live out his goal when his position on the series started. Talking on Vixen, NYC, Azumi stated that she appreciates fashion and wants to operate in various style options and choices for her characters, occasionally driving about 8 get-ups for one. For some ensembles, she attempts to create costumes that can act as a callback to the character's comic past. Young picked up by responding to a query regarding directing to the comics of the aged with these personalities. Young mentioned how numerous outstanding innovators have achieved with Red Hood, and now his Webtoon series can suggest a new story motivated by those results. Azumi stated that they always remain faithful to who the characters are at their heart because if they fail, the writers resolve not to touch them like the qualities they stood in comics to bookworms. Knight began speaking about her passion for manga and parallel storytelling, questioning Webtoon's different DC series. "Why do you think these stories are so meaningful for readers?" The panel agreed that the slice-of-life element of the readers is the perfect format, in Javins' comments, for this sequence. She realized that DC's comics can get dark, stating, "We killed Robin," while persisting in communicating that if comics get dark, they can still be fun for the reader, adding that it is gratifying to make fun of Batman. Young carried up Marvel's Spider-Man for slice-of-life anecdotes and the web-slinger's high school adventures, stating that readers really enjoy these stories. He utilized to tell that he doesn't discern that passion for a sequel like Webtoons and DC's is unique and has been around a while. Returning to art, Azumi said she wants to tone the personalities down to make them seem more human, with stunts like wild phrases and going out for meals concurrently in an addendum to step sequences and so on. As for the hereafter, Young stated that Outlaws will delve into how the Outlaws will operate in the area of the Justice League, marking them as more erratic. Azumi said a crossover between Wayne Family Adventures and Vixen is coming on the way. Concerning DC and Webtoons hereafter, Lee stated a few projects are in the works, but he isn't sure if he can share very much regarding what they are. Javins counted that Wayne Family Adventures has continued for a second season, which includes formed as of the panel. When asked about their experiences, Azumi added how special it was to be working on Vixen, saying she was a cashier about a year before the series. Young took the discussion in a separate movement, stating he knew how thirsty lovers of the slice of life can be, conveying that fanatics wouldn't think of some explicit statements. Then, fan inquiries opened up. The first questioned what has varied between writing and drawing for fun as opposed to now. Azumi explained how the incident has changed her art, mainly since it allows her to sit down and draw and be happy with what she is making. The following fan questioned the risks and fears of diving into a DC and Webtoon undertaking. Javins laughed that when Wayne Family Adventures began, numerous fans felt that Webtoon making the sequence was criminal by utilizing DC's characters and intelligent belongings. She then got up to how the design varies from Image Comics, ranging from a whole page to a 2-inch mesh width. Javins also got up about the death of Jason Todd, quipping that they could do another survey to notice what lovers would like. A fan survey questioning whether extinguishing Robin is precisely what directed to his end in Batman's Death in the Family arc. Another fan requested what lovers of the Webtoon projects can do to get their other favorite characters to have Webtoon comics of their own. Knight conveyed the triumph of Wayne Family Adventures, which has continued for a second season, and gave her consideration that if fans are voiced regarding who they like to see on social media, it could stand as attention-grabbing to deliver what fans are inquisitive in. Young spoke about how he had free range for the most interest and has just stood told no regarding using Space Ghost. The next fan questioned how DC has existed so open with Webtoon utilizing the company's characters. After Azumi counted her answers to the query, Young estimated how entertaining these slice-of-life stories can be and got up his adventures watching the 1992 Batman, the animated series. Lee stated that the association between Webtoon and DC was clear from the start, telling how the innovators of the stories contain virtually no rules to tell the tales they like. To be clear, I do have limits, Javins chuckled after the free-range conversations. Another fan questioned if their choice is the main storyline for Wayne Family Adventures and different series in the future, driving away from the slice-of-life method. Lee stated that the heart of the style is light, and that is because not numerous evildoers who get darkness have seen the light of day in Season 1, but that the hereafter of the label may delve additionally into them and these storylines. Knight then questioned what she marked a fun question and asked if anyone on the panel had an exemplary character they would like to function with. Young stated that he has one in mind and that if Outlaws gets a second season, he will place that character in. As for Azumi, she expressed that she likes to do something with Black Lightning. In another fan inquiry, Young said he understood a good value from author Scott Snyder's Substack class on writing comics, counting how it got him feeling about measuring sound results, for instance, and stuff he never would have believed of or felt before. For the last fan inquiry, the panel was questioned if they read any fan media and fiction. Azumi conveyed she adored surveying performances somebody would make on TikTok motivated by comic books. As for Young, he stated he visits a lot online but accomplishes reading any fan fiction or letting it impact the stories he conveys. So that was the news for today. How do you feel about the partnership between DC Comics and Webtoons? Should the partnership continue? Which DC comic character would you like to see next on Webtoons? Thank you for watching, and please leave a like and comment below, as I would greatly appreciate it. Until then, venture onward.